Hey friends, welcome back to Castro Valley News Live. This is our sixth installment, and I wanted to start off saluting you guys. Every last one of you on Castro Valley News. A post went out Sunday with a message from someone who works at Eden Hospital asking for donations. And they were short on cleaning wipes and masks. So basically, when that post went up, within moments, there were people messaging in and commenting that they were either making masks or they had extra supplies or they had masks that they were going to bring into the hospital. And the message came in that they were looking online for the wipes and the masks and could not find them. Not that they were in a panic or not that they're being overrun by, people with the COVID-19 virus, but they were just kind of in a position where they had a need. And my goodness, you guys responded to that need overwhelmingly. And I think, again, you guys deserve a huge, huge tip of the cap for stepping up to the plate and helping those our heroes at Eden Hospital who are doing their best in this interesting time. And interesting is a word I'm using rather loosely. It's just, you can't really describe the time that we're living in. It's just there's so many things that are happening that are just so foreign and so new to everyone. Hearing Governor Newsom mentioning something about, I think it was reach out to five elderly or senior citizens that you may or may not know. And that is vital because uh, this can be the confusion and panic of this can just be amplified so much to our older folks in the community. Um, Please, if you have a neighbor who may be of that age, um, knock on their door or say hello, ring them on the phone, let them know that um, that you're thinking about them and offer some help if they need it. Ask them if they're okay. Ask them if they need a trip to the store or anything. This is a time where we can all really step up and offer that helping hand to our neighbors, and just a little bit of that will go a really long way. Some of those folks may not have a lot of social interaction. I'm just kind of thinking of the story that we did about the Meals on Wheels folks, the folks in San Leandro, Meals on Wheels. Their executive director, Charlie Detterline, mentioned in the interview that a lot of their clients, when they receive these meals, it's the only social interaction they have all day, perhaps. So it's really, really vital if you can and you know of a elderly or senior neighbor, check in on them if you can. Let them know that they're important to you and important to the community. And I think just that small little gesture will go a long way. But getting back to the donations, I'm amazed and stunned at the generosity in our community. And actually, it shouldn't be surprising because whenever there's a need, the community here definitely steps up and becomes overwhelmingly generous. Locally, we are looking at this just came out a couple hours ago. Alameda County has um, basically updated the stay-at-home order to continue through May 3rd, and they've added some additional things. Let's see what's going on here. Prohibited now are use of playgrounds. I don't know how that's going to shake out because I think those are school. That could be like a school thing that the school district might have to get involved in. Dog parks, golf courses, and basketball courts. And in addition, most construction projects, both commercial and residential, are prohibited. So the regulations have gotten a little bit stricter with that. Now, the county is doing their order through May 3rd. Governor Newsom has the state order, I don't think has an expiration date, so that might be the one to watch to see if the governor changes that. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. The other thing that just came in was the Chronicle have a memo that came out from the state superintendent of schools, Tony Thurmond, kind of using some sort of terminology. He said, due to the current safety concerns and need for ongoing social distancing, it currently appears that our students will not be able to return to school campuses before the end of the school year. Now, that's what he said. That's not a direct order to individual school districts. We will probably have to do a wait and see to see what our school district does. But if that's any indication on what that gentleman is thinking, then we may very well see the end of the in-person school district. We may see no return to in-person instruction. It may just remain online for the rest of the year, and this whole thing is a learning experience for everyone. But we will get through it. There is hope. Don't give up. I know it's a troubling time for a lot of people, but we will get through this. I wanted to just touch base briefly on a couple of survey questions that we put out there. Some questions that I kind of had in my mind. The first one is, should there be a grocery store regulation during the shelter in place, such as, well, you can buy as much as you want, however, only 4 of one item per shopper. So you can't go in there. The thought would be you can't go in and buy, 7 things of toilet paper, which some people seem to be doing, and it's unfortunate that's happening. There are a lot of areas, cities and locales that are considering that limit. The bottom line is a lot of people hoarding. A lot of areas are advising against that. Fortunately, a lot of places are implementing senior shopping hours, which is very helpful because, those people, it's difficult for them. There was something I was looking for here. Looks like Dallas-Fort Worth. Grocery stores evolve with the times, imposing new limits and safety measures during coronavirus outbreak. If you're going to the store recently, and I was just at Safeway a couple days ago, of course, there's no toilet paper. All the peanut butter's gone, which breaks my heart, and cereal's gone. So I don't think there's a ton of people coming in and all at once just, picking all that stuff up. Just stop hoarding. I don't think it's not gonna help. So in response to that question, there were 47 in favor and 14 against the shopping limits. So that's how that shook out. The other one was interesting. Actually, it wasn't. Actually, it was very surprising that there was an overwhelming response to whether public parks should close to encourage social distancing. Yes was 272, no was 61, and these were tallied a couple days ago, so the numbers are probably a little bit more robust. But I think, and especially, we are going to have some warm weather tomorrow and the next day, so we will probably see a lot more people at the parks. And from what some people have been commenting on the page, people are seeing Lake Chabot packed, which is not good for social distancing because when someone has this virus and they're close to other people, it just really cranks up that opportunity, that chance for other people to get infected. And I think the bottom line really needs to be just stay home. Just stay home as much as you can. I understand people got to get out, walk your street, get out on a bicycle, stay away from other people. We're probably going to be ending up in this whole situation for at least another month, maybe 2 months, who knows? But I think, and I harped on this the last time that we did the show, the more that we are proactive in doing that social distancing and staying home, the sooner we will not have to do that anymore. And that's the PSA that you probably hear everywhere. And what an interesting, weird time. But with that said, we will get through this. We do not have an ad sponsor for this episode, but we do. We have ad opportunities if you would like to sponsor the show. Just shoot us an email, castrovalleytelevision@gmail.com. The moderator will put that in the thread. We also have advertising options open for our next magazine that will be coming out in the next few weeks. Thank you so much to all of the sponsors that have came in thus far for the magazine. You guys are the wind beneath my wings. Thank you so much. That's going to be Pete's Hardware. That's Christy Pichotte Real Estate, Castro Valley School of Music, Wen's Cafe. We've got Auto Body Express in San Leandro, and the Chabot Theater will also be running an ad. And just like I said, if you're interested, if you own a business that is open at this point, we would love to hear from you, and we'd love to let you know what's going on with our ad options. We're easing our prices because I know this is a super tough time. But like I said, give us shoot us an email, castrovalleytelevision@gmail.com. I heard something on the radio today that just was interesting. Alcohol sales are up. Beer sales up 16%. Spirits, which is I think bourbon, gin, and vodka, all that stuff, up 25%. So maybe with the shelter in place, people are imbibing in spirituous intoxicants more. That just I heard the report 2 different times, and I had to write down the numbers both times just to make sure that I heard it correctly. Beer is up 16%. Spirits are up. Spirit purchases of said spirits 25%. Beer 16%. So that's what's happening, I guess. Gas prices are coming down somewhat, which is a good sign. Hopefully, people aren't driving as much. I am seeing cars on the freeway, cars on the road. That's kind of indicative that people may not be staying at home. Please stay at home. I said it again here. It's bothersome that it seems like so many people are out cruising around. Stay at home as much as you can. I know it's difficult. Everybody's... Whoop, we got a caller. Castro Valley News Live. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Hey, is this Josh?
This is Josh.
Hey, Josh. This is it's Josh Caudle. Did I say it right?
You did. You're one of the 2%. So thank you very much.
Great. Josh Caudle, who is the general manager at the Chabot Theater.
Yeah.
How are things going with you guys?
Well, things are going. I think as best as can be expected. Ever since everything started sort of snowballing, one could say, over the last few weeks, we, as you know, we had. I think it's important to mention, even when remember that day. Feels like it was a day or two when the governor said, "Okay, so now today we're going to do only 250 people or less allowed into a place." And you know, when that came out, we still thought that was too much, so we instantly jumped on. No, we're only going to do 100. That's it. We're going to sanitize all the seats, everything in between all the shows. We're going to every single thing. We're just going to do it and do every little bit to be as safe as possible. Seems like forever ago, but the big thing this weekend was that we had such a great turnout for people buying food, of course, to take home to either watch the movie we did on Facebook Live, and it was wonderful. The best part of it for me, aside from getting to see folks, was to step outside and see that line so long, not because there were so many people, but because people were staying so far apart with the social distancing that they really need to do right now. And it was really nice to see. It was great to be a part of and great to see.
That's great, because I know there was some mention about you guys maybe going dark because of the shelter in place.
Well, I mean, any movie theater, of course, can't have people watching movies in their buildings right now. It's just, it's just how it is. But many theaters, now us also, but many theaters are doing food takeaway because specifically another great one is the Vine out in Livermore. They have a situation where they have an only call-in thing, and they're doing walkouts to the car, which, is a lovely idea, except we don't want to create a traffic jam of cars and create a problem on the boulevard here where we are. But we're just finding some ways to work with it and still do some special things like the Saturday night live movies that are shown on Facebook Live. We still project it on the screen, but no one's here watching it. We're just all watching it and riffing along and making sarcastic, funny comments at Plan 9 from Outer Space last week and House on Haunted Hill this week.
So are you doing the popcorn sales again this week?
We are doing the popcorn sales, but we've even modified everything a little bit more. What we did this weekend, just to be clear, because I know many people have commented that didn't actually participate in it. We set it up this weekend to where the orders were taken at the box office on the outside of the building. All the orders, I did it myself with gloves and all of that to interact with people through the microphone, place the orders. The orders are then sent in to the computers at the snack bar, and then what we did was call out, order 77 is ready, and at that point, whoever was the person with order 77 would walk in and pick it up off of the stand, which was a special table stand that we set up in front of and away from the snack bar, with the doors propped open so nobody touched anything. Everybody kept their distance, and we only had one person at a time walking into the entire lobby, half of which was cordoned off. This weekend, we're going to do Friday and Saturday, 1 to 7:30, but there's going to be a break of 3:30 to 5 both days, so the staff can take a break so we can sanitize and restock. The orders will be placed again at the box office. We've got extra markings that will be going on the sidewalks to help people with social distancing, in this case, closer than they were doing last week. And also the orders will just be picked up right there from one of the doors as they're full, so we're not even going to have any bodies even setting foot into the lobby this weekend, which we still could have done, but we just like before. We want to do a little bit more safety anywhere that we can, but still give people a few little routine semblances of life, like of normal life, like popcorn to take home and watch our thing or do whatever they're going to do with.
Will you maybe have some folks kind of watching the line and maybe giving people a reminder to distance, if that may be the case?
If we need to, and what I mean by the word need is we did pop out and look at the line over and over and over again with the staff we had on hand on Saturday, and people were way more. We posted the photos, by the way, if anyone would like to see what I'm talking about, not just listen to my words, it's on our Facebook page under Saturday's, this upcoming Saturday's event. People were saying, not just photos, and we didn't take the photos either. There were people's pictures. People were way more than 6 feet apart, all the way down the block, and in some cases onto the next one. But yeah, of course, we're going to take a look and see if anybody needs it, and remind them if we need to. But the way that we have, the sidewalk spacing, everyone did their own fantastic job to be way more than 6 feet apart.
Great.
I mean, significantly. So we will, of course, anything we need to do, we're going to do it. But we monitored it last week, and people went above and beyond.
That's great. So you're actually showing the movie on your screen, and you have like a camera filming it, and it's going live?
That's essentially it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, and I was really afraid that it was going to look awful and sound even worse. But actually, I was kind of in shock when I did a test. It actually kind of looked, at least Plan 9 from outer space, as good as that thing could ever look on its best day. Looked, I think, better on the phone, probably because of the pixels and the size stretch, than it even did a little bit on the screen. So the way that we do it, like Mystery Science Theater, those kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
People watch it and make the smart aleck comments, right? Well, that's why we call it the live riff-along, because people can still watch it live in real time. It's really live being played from our screen, and all the riff-along comments are in the comment section on Facebook. And, if you just want to see the movie and not have the comments, just turn your device sideways, comments go away. But if you want to make some fun comments that a whole lot of people did, and try to have a little sense of community with distance through this whole thing, that's what we're trying to do.
That's awesome. How fun is that?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun for a lot of fun for me and for the people that participated. So why not? There's no distance thing there at all, other than yourself distancing from your own device running the Facebook. So there you go.
Right. So what are the prices at the concession stand?
Well, what we did this last weekend, we're going to do the same thing, just for speed. We're going to have some combos. This last weekend, we had a $35 combo, which was really about $50 to $59 worth of stuff. They got a large popcorn, large drink, candy of their choice, and then they also got one of our Chabot t-shirts, which we still have. We're going to do all the same things again. It also included a $15 gift certificate. So we're going to have the same combos again. The sizes, we're just about out of extra large on the t-shirts, but we still got another more than 50 or 60 t-shirts left, so we should be good for this weekend. And just to be clear, though, I'm sure you get it, but I just want to clarify. Every aspect of the order and the food prep is being done in-house. When we're open for regular business, we have a self-serve butter, we have a self-serve soda. No, they're not going to self-serve anything with this at all. We ask about butter, we fill the butter. We ask about salt, we ask about soda, we ask about candy, we ask about sherbet. We do every little tiny thing and get it totally ready for everyone, not just to keep the speed of the things moving along, but to avoid anyone having to touch anything. Don't people touch anything or are gloved, myself and a couple of employees those days.
Great. So what's the movie coming up this Friday?
This Saturday.
Saturday. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. We just did Saturday everything last time. We got Friday snacks this time, and then Saturday snacks and movie. This Saturday's movie is the 1959 classic, The House on Haunted Hill, with Vincent Price. And then more of a horror thing. The program starts at 8 p.m. on our Facebook page. The program meaning there's an intro, and Lord Bloodraw, who is a local horror host, kind of like used to see on TV all the time. He still has nationally syndicated shows. He's just been a real champ for pushing these, for live hosting them as a participant and moderator in the chats during them, running little and producing special intro videos for each movie. He's just been an absolute delight. And next Saturday night, we're going to do The Brain, The Wouldn't Die, which certainly lends itself to science fiction riff along and make fun of.
Nice.
So that one should be a lot of fun too.
Cool. Well, congratulations on being innovative during this troubling time.
Well, thanks. It gives me something to do. I can't play the Xbox again. I love it, but I'm starting to get, like a sort of a thumb thing from hitting those buttons. It's great to have something to do, but most importantly, it's important for everyone to remember to be safe. If you don't want to take the risk, don't. Please don't. If you're not feeling well, don't come out now, earlier, or otherwise. I think the big takeaway from this whole thing people need to remember is, setting aside the theater, the everything else, if you don't feel well, don't go to work. Don't leave the house. Don't anything. It's okay. And now it's going to be really, really encouraged, I think, going forward, for everybody to take care of themselves first, to take care of everybody else as part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you do actually, and all that stuff, all the information is on your Facebook page. And the best thing about the whole situation at hand with what you're doing is it allows people a really special kind of and super fun way to help you guys stay afloat during this troubling time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a fun way, it's a safe way, and it's a unique thing because I have yet to find anyone else who's doing anything like this, although I'm sure, like before, where we, on that Thursday announced 100-person capacities, and then magically the very next day all the chains started doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some others that do it, but hey, if it gets their community involved and keeps, gives some entertainment and some escapism to someone during this time, then that's a good thing. We can all sure use it right about now.
Definitely. Did you get a head count for the first showing of how many people came out?
You're talking about watching it on Facebook Live?
Well, yeah, on Facebook Live, and how many people came in line to the concession stand?
Oh, well, we had, I want to say, over the even though it was only a 3-hour period, the line stop at 7. In fact, we didn't even wrap the people who were lined up until almost 8. I think there were a good, possibly couple hundred orders that took place during that time. But I think also part of that were we had people coming and buying, the combo. They took their T-shirt, but they didn't take anything else because they're just trying to support the theater. And thank you to each and every person that did that. This upcoming weekend, we've got a lot more of that going on. We've got community members who have given us additional, even though we already had gloves and such, additional gloves and some masks for the staff to use during the process. So, just trading her some popcorn and some Good and Plenty. I guess those are her favorites. So it's been a nice community involved process through the whole, from every step of the way. And we had that amount of people, and there were a good, any given time, 50 or so people at one time watching the movie. But I think in the whole course of the hour and a half or so, there were about 700 or 800 different people that tuned in for at least a few seconds here and there. So that's just great.
And there were tons of comments.
Oh yeah, and we encourage that. That's the riff along part. When you see the guy in the horribly colorized version of the movie that we showed, but we needed to use that one because it was the only 1080p version we could find because we wanted to look good. To see the guy in the bright satin purple blouse alien shirt thing, how could you not make a comment about that? I mean, you just have to, and that format lends itself because if you're in the theater and we're doing a live riff along, fine, but you can't really talk while if you're in the theater with other people. Well, talk left and right on there.
Yeah,
so it's great.
Good stuff. Well, I'm glad things are working out with that. That's and like you said, I haven't seen anybody else that's doing that, so that is super cool.
Yeah, but hopefully they will, and most importantly, I just want to say not just the Chabot, but everything. Be smart, like we said from the beginning, be safe and be sane, and support the local independent businesses, the little restaurants, the coffee shops, the tea, everything we've done along the way. And if you don't want to or you're not feeling up to it, that's okay too. Oh yeah, I got to say that because people ask it all the time. Yeah, we're selling gift cards online too. If you want to just purchase those directly, just go to the Chabot.com and click right there, the big picture that says gift card. If you don't feel like coming out at all and you want it to court, they don't expire, they don't devalue, there's none of that. In fact, we're not doing a plastic card with the barcode you can just save a picture of on your phone and keep the value. You can just email it to someone else, so we don't have to mail something that people have to touch and have a concern for germs, and then you lose the card and you lose your balance. So we've got those options too.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for all the info, Josh.
Not at all, sir. You have a great one. Take care. We'll see everyone at least on Facebook Live at 8 o'clock, hopefully this Saturday night.
Sounds good. Take care.
You as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. So there you go. There's something good happening in town. Well, there's lots of good things. I hope I say it correctly. The Mai Market, the Chinese market that is on Castro Valley Boulevard, where Milk Cow used to be, they opened up, and they've been working on that building for quite some time. They opened up a couple days ago. I'm not certain. I believe they're still stocking a lot of stuff in there. I spoke briefly with one of the gentlemen that works there, and he said that they're taking orders. His name is Cyrus, I believe, and he said that they're taking some orders online, but wishing them the best for being brave. Is it okay? It's May Market. And thank you to our moderator for correcting me. It's the May Market on Castro Valley Boulevard, where the Milk Cow ice cream place used to be. Before that was CV Superprint. They are open and they're doing orders by phone. So I'm guessing you can probably call them and ask them what they have in stock. It would be a lot easier if they had a website with the products that they have, but wishing them the best. They're finally open. They've been working on that for quite some time. And if you would like to call in, the phone number here is 510-331-9112 if you want to talk about any of the topics that we just kind of covered, or if you have anything that you want to bring up in regards to the Chabot Theater. I think it's fantastic what they're doing with the live stream of the movie on their Facebook page, kind of similar to what we're doing here with the talk show. Don't think there's any questions on the thread here. I didn't see any coming in. If you'd like to call in, 510-331-9112. If you have a topic in mind, or you have a comment, a question, something you've seen in Castro Valley that caught your eye, something that we should talk about, give us a ring. Okay, moderator just told me that there's no questions on the thread. So, if you'd like to call in, 510-331-9112 is the number. Any of the topics of the day, give us a ring and we can talk about it. I don't have anything else on my list of stuff that I was going to bring up to you guys, so now would be the time if you would like to call in, 510-331-9112. That was one of those pauses where I'm looking for questions on the thread. There's nobody out there. I see Matilla is out there. Thank you for calling in during our last show, Matilla. She had a lot of information from nurses from kind of the front line, and that was eye-opening to hear some of the information that she had. Roger is saying he can train his dog to sit and stay. Why people can't, I don't know. Well, you have to alpha your dog and let them know who's boss. From one who has done that. Um, Question: what do I think about online grocery shopping? Oh, Faisal, what do I think about online grocery shopping? Well, in the past week was the first time that I've ever done that, and I probably shouldn't mention who it was, but they got the order completely incorrect. The items arrived, but a lot of the sizes were weird, and some things that I ordered one of, I got two of. And when I reached back to the grocer in regards to doing a return, obviously they're probably just busy to begin with during this time. They didn't seem concerned. I went back to that same website to order something, and they're absolutely not doing any deliveries, which I'm not. I don't. The last delivery came through. It wasn't the grocery store. It was one of the, I don't want to say their name because then I'm giving them a little ad. It was one of the 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 apps where you get a ride, which was weird. But I did actually go to Costco, the Costco website, and I'll give you guys a heads up. Costco, they are delivering toilet paper. So there's an upside and a downside, I guess. I would prefer to order groceries than have to go to the store because um, it's a shelter in place and we're supposed to stay home. So I would prefer to do that. I think I think it's a good thing. It will help people stay home, but then again, when you have the mobile rideshare app people delivering it, then those folks are probably, if they're going from grocery store to a delivery to grocery store to delivery, then their chance for exposure is cranked up as well. But overall, the experience has been good for me. Um, they had the first time they ordered, I think, was a week and a half ago. They had pretty much everything that I was looking for could be delivered. There was a week and a half, I think, lag time for the delivery to actually happen. So I think probably a lot of people are going to be trying to do the delivery thing more because they're of the shelter in place and the desire to stay home. I think Target does it too. I haven't gotten a delivery from Target as of yet. And I'm looking at the thread here. Yeah, somebody, our moderator just mentioned the walkouts happening: Instacart, Whole Foods, Amazon. Uh, yeah, from what I've seen, yeah, they're wanting safer working environments. I don't know if the admins or the managers at these stores are kind of telling workers not to wear masks, but I don't see a lot of workers at these stores wearing masks. The ratio is very small of people that I've seen that are wearing masks and or ventilators, and I think. Yeah, I get maybe the concern is that the perception may be that if you see a worker in a ventilator, oh, these people aren't clean. But on the other side of the coin, that person wearing a ventilator is keeping themselves safe. So that I can understand. I would not want to work at a grocery store and not have the opportunity to wear a ventilator. I would probably speak to my union rep, which some of these people have probably already done. How many locals are wearing masks? I am not seeing a lot of people wearing the ventilators. I'm actually still seeing a lot of people walking around. I've seen a lot of people walking extremely close to each other. And, Josh mentioned this and I mentioned it before. 6 feet. That is what the target is. If you have to walk out there with a tape measure, do it. Or I think some people, I heard on KCBS, one of the reporters said that he was out there doing an interview and he had his microphone on the end of a 6 foot piece of PVC pipe, which is interesting. Oh, yeah. The Journal of the American Medical Association, they have put out some different social distancing information. And I think what they said was um, the virus can hang in the COVID-19 can hang in the air for hours and can potentially travel up to 23 feet. From what I heard, the 6 foot concept is really dated, related to the flu years and years and years ago. I'm not saying that that is true, but that's what I heard JAMA indicated today. Again, probably your best policy is to just stay home and not put yourself in that position where you're near someone who may or may not be infected with this. I would like to go back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the show and give you guys another tip of the cap for stepping up to the plate for Eden Hospital, because I know there were people who were making masks who brought them. There was someone who messaged in, and our moderator is sharing the link to in the chat to that article on the JAMA website in regards to that. I don't want people to think that the sky's falling when it's not, but the more information you have, the more empowered you are. Faisal has another question. How long is safe to stay away from family members after you come from grocery store? I don't. Okay, yeah. I'm not clear on that question. I would stay at home and and order groceries online if you can. And if you have to go to the grocery store, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm just wiping every product down. If things are in cardboard boxes, I take them out. Like if you get cereal, I just take the cereal out of the box and I throw the cardboard away. Wipe down your milk jug if you can, clean everything off. But the bottom line really is stay at home as much as possible if you can. And that's not realistic when we have to go out and get groceries because, like I said, some of the order grocery store links, they're not delivering. They're probably just too busy, or it might be uh, that all the delivery times that I was looking at were all not available, so they could just be all completely booked up. So unfortunately, with that, there may be more desire or more need to go. We all have to go get our food. So sorry, I completely just talked myself in a circle with that one. Hey, the line here, if you would like to call, 510-331-9112. If you'd like to call in. Oh, our moderator is going to share a grocery cleaning PSA on the chat. If you don't have a question that you want to call in with, you can post it on the chat on the thread here, and we could talk about it. Or you can call in 510-331-9112. Don't be bashful. I'm here making a fool of myself, talking in circles and babbling. I'm sure you'll probably do better than I do, or maybe not. Don't have to give your full name. First name is fine. Anything that you got on your mind in Castro Valley, bring it up. We'd love to talk. I'd love to talk about it. I obviously love to talk because here I am talking in circles. I give you one more shout out, 510-331-9112. I will hang out for maybe another 5 minutes, and if there's no more questions or calls, wrap this one up. Thank you, Josh, for calling in. Thank you for everything you guys are doing in the community. I would hate to see the Chabot go completely dark and have a financial situation to where it would be extremely hard for them to reopen. That theater is a gem in our community. There are not many communities that have single screen original theaters that look and operate the way that the Chabot does. It's one of the many things that are just awesome about our community. Lake Chabot is another one. The people here in Castro Valley, that just leads into all of your generosity to the hospital, and all of the other things that everyone does behind the scenes to help our community be as awesome as it is. You've got a question. There's someone out there with a question or a comment. I can sense it. 510-331-9112 if you would like to reach the line here and be on the show. And I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about California keeping that curve low, flattening it, and that is fantastic. I know there's a lot of people who probably don't approve of him, but I think, and I didn't vote for him, but I think Gavin Newsom is really just, I think he's hitting a grand slam with this situation. He's really proactive. He is, he's not shying away from the issue. And like I said, I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for anyone who ran against him. I didn't vote in that race. So I don't have a horse in the race. I don't have any eggs or apples in his basket at all. I just think he's really handling this in a good way. I think California has a lot to be grateful for with the way that Gavin Newsom has handled this. 510-331-9112. We're almost reaching that 5 minutes that I said I was going to wait for. Throw a comment on the thread and we can talk about it. How are you shopping during this time? Are you doing stuff online? Are you braving the stores? Are you wearing a mask? What are you doing? What are some of the are there things that you're doing specifically to keep your children safer during this time? Are you keeping them inside? How are they reacting? I can imagine with little kids being inside, it's probably problematic. But those are some of the things that we can talk about. We can talk about the surveys. Do you think the parks should be closed to encourage social distancing? Do you think that there should be a limit on how many per item things that people should be able to be allowed to buy at the grocery store? Have you seen people doing this hoarding purchase thing? I was at one market and I saw someone grabbing literally the entire shelf of paper towels. Literally, there were just, this person just had armfuls of paper towels. Let me think, how many? Probably 9 or 10 individual rolls of paper towels. And the next person who comes in who's looking for paper towels may not find them. 510-331-9112 if you would like to join the conversation. Michael is asking, no, we did not cover this earlier. How has the quarantine affected the new marketplace? Well, from what the new orders are that came in today regarding construction, it's looking like they're probably going to have to stop construction there. And that's unfortunate because I haven't heard any information from them regarding what their opening day was. That has been a continuous moving target. There have been some days where any construction site, there is construction happening by Three Cross Church. It's a 2-story medical building. There are a lot of workers there who are just They're right next to each other, and I think it looks like the county has maybe had that brought to their attention, or maybe they've seen it firsthand. But I don't personally. This is my personal take. I don't think it's frankly it's not safe because you've got these work crews right next to each other. They're going to go home to their family. Their family may be meeting with someone else. Uh, it's going to be significant hardship for these projects. But leading back to Michael's question, it looks like they may have to stop construction there, and that's unfortunate. Hopefully, it won't be too much of a hardship on them or any of the other construction projects. But it looks like that could be the situation. Good luck to those folks. It's been a long road with that building, and we as a community for years have stared at that. Stared. We have watched that building sit for many years. It was a pool hall at one time. That was fun, but there was, how do I put this delicately? There was some violence at the pool hall numerous times, and the pool hall closed down. And after that, it was a spirit store, and we watched it just sit, the big white elephant in the middle of our boulevard. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the folks with I'm trying to Main Street Properties, I believe, they can make this work, and hopefully the if there is a stoppage of their construction, hopefully it will only be temporary. If you have a question, you can ring directly at 510-331-9112. I see 28 people out there, and there's got to be at least 5 questions. Sorry, 27 people out there. 28 again. There's got to be 27, darn it. Forget it. I'm not going to do that anymore. There's got to be at least 2 questions that you would like to throw out there. Put it on the thread. Darn, we're down to 22. I'm sorry. Or call 510-331-9112. I think I'll probably take this maybe a couple more minutes, and then we'll call it a night. 510-331-9112. Oh, the COVID testing at the Hayward Center. The moderator has put that out there. It looks like, I think it was 54 of over 200 were positive. And I haven't seen any of the new numbers from the additional testing and since they opened. Has anybody gotten tested locally? Anyone local has taken the test? The image that I saw, it looks like it's kind of an uncomfortable test. It's a very long swab that goes in your nose to the back of your sinuses, and ouch. Has anybody gotten tested? You don't have to give us the results, but let us know if you've gotten the test. Let us know if you're looking to get the test, if you're trying to get the test. I believe Eden Hospital is doing the testing as well. We covered that in last week's live show. There's a pretty steep list of criteria. You have to meet their criteria in order to get the test. You have to have a lot of symptoms, and hopefully we can get a lot more of those tests available to the community for people to get informed. I think we are not seeing the full brunt of the virus because there's not a lot of people who have been tested. If you have been tested, what was the experience like? What were your symptoms? Let us know. 510-331-9112. That's the cell. The phone is just sitting there, idle, waiting for you to call. Or if you have a question, throw it on the chat below the post. Otherwise, we can call this an episode, which I think we should probably do. It doesn't look like there's going to be any more questions, and yeah. So thank you again, Josh, for calling in and giving us some information about what's happening with the Chabot Theater. It's good to see some innovation happening there, and it's great to know that hopefully it, the Chabot Theater will not have to go dark. And from what I saw online, it looked like a lot of people had a lot of fun. It was a fun movie. And with that said, we've been at this for almost an hour, and there's nobody else with questions. But I still sense there's a question out there. And I know it seems like I'm begging, but I sense there's a question out there. 510-331-9112. If you have a question, a comment, observation, what's going on with you, throw a comment on the chat and we'll get to it. Couple more minutes. We'll try. We will try to wait. All right. Hey, thanks again for tuning in and listening. Thank you to the folks who posted questions in chat. Thank you, I think, fourth time to Josh for calling in. And with that said, that is Castro Valley News Live. And as always, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, stay at home as much as you can, and we'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Hopefully the folks who had that question, all 21 of you out there, 22 people out there, write those 4 questions that you've got down. It's 21 people out there. Write them down and give us a ring or shoot us a chat next Tuesday, 7 p.m. We'll see you then.